Good afternoon, and you're welcome to ACD Hot on Active Citizens. I'm your host, Sharon Enem Chuku. Joining me for the conversation this afternoon, I have with me Miss Genevieve Okeke. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Long time no see. Nice to have you back.
Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you.
Yes, it's always a pleasure doing this with you. Now we're going straight to the stories we have for the day. Nigeria is talking, and we're laying out the facts and the questions that matter. First, comedian and social commentator Deeone has been arrested following comments linked to President Bola Tinubu. Supporters say it's about free speech. Authorities say the law must take its course. Where exactly is the line between criticism and criminality? Second, content creator EU alleges he was assaulted, kidnapped, and extorted by police officers. These are serious claims that raise concerns about policing, accountability, and citizen safety. Finally, Nollywood actress Angela Okere has been remanded at the Suleja Correctional Facility over alleged cybercrime. It's a case-stirring debate about digital speech, celebrity scrutiny, and how cybercrime laws are applied. And unfortunately, we've also gotten news of the death of Chukwueze, the Super Eagles footballer's mom's death earlier today. Wow, what a sad news to hear after, what has been going on and all. We're just sending him our condolences and praying that God gives them the fortitude to bear that loss. Well, we're going straight to the conversations, and I would like us to start with D1, right? He made a video about the invitation he got from the police, and I would like us to take a look at that video, and when we return, we'll have a full conversation.
Nigerians, the Nigerian police force has invited me, and I'm going to read the content of the letter to you. The Commissioner of Police, the Nigerian Police Force, Force Intelligence Department, FID, Lagos Annex, Kensalem House, Obalinde, Lagos, Aderumbi Adedayo, aka D1, letter of invitation. This office is conducting an inquiry in which there is a reasonable ground to invite you for a routine interview. Number 2, it is a fact-finding invitation, and you are requested to interview the Commissioner of Police through the OC-CIOS team. Venue, FID Annex Office, Kensalem House, Obalinde, Lagos. Thanks for your cooperation. Signed, the Commissioner of Police, Force Intelligence Department, Annex Obalinde, Lagos, CP Akaniyeni Ezima, Commissioner of Police, FID, FHQ, Annex, Lagos. Now, to the Inspector General of Police, sir, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, I saw something strange that happened in Turkey and that involved our president, our dear president, and I aired my view as a normal Nigerian. If it is about my video yesterday, because I've had a lot of calls, a lot of people have said different things. D1 is cyberbullying. You should have mentioned the president's son. You should have talked about the president. Some people have said, oh, something happened. Somebody involved your name. They want to use you to find somebody. Different things. But if it's about my video yesterday, I do not regret it. And I don't think I have done anything wrong or said anything wrong. I will not apologize if it is about my video yesterday. As a good citizen of Nigeria, on Monday, by God's grace, I'm going to honor this invitation, and I'll be there at Kensalem House, Obalinde. I will keep Nigerians posted on everything pertaining to this invitation. Everywhere good, my people. Everywhere good. D1 here. Shalom. Dear Nigerians, I know that after this video, many of you will insult me, but I will say the truth. General Sani Abacha was our head of state. While he was in office, the #1 man in Nigeria as at that time, we buried him. President Yaradua, while he was in office, we buried him. President Buhari, while he was in office, he was a living corpse. It wasn't long after he left office, we buried him. The first time President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fell at the Eagle Square, they said it was a mistake. That thing was on national television. Today, he has fallen on international media. They are saying again that it is a mistake. Anybody can fall. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you have tried. You are a hero as far as I'm concerned. But please, go and rest. APC, you cannot tell me that you don't have any other person apart from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Please, tell our dear president to go and rest. I know that many of you will insult me. Many of you that are benefiting from this government will insult me, will call me names. Many of you will say that I'm insulting the president. I am not insulting the president. If not because I don't want to call names, I will call on Sheyi Tinubu to tell his dad, his father, to go and rest. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made a name. He has done well for Nigeria. He has made money. Let him take a break and go and rest. APC, look for another person. APC administration, in my own view, has done well. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should go and rest. Everywhere good, my people. Deeone here. Shalom.
Comedian Deeone. Now, after those two videos that we've seen, one is the aftermath of the second video where he was addressing President Tinubu's fall in Turkey, and I'm sure we have that video, and maybe for those who have not seen it, they would get to see it this time around. But it was in Turkey where Tinubu was to go make that speech he made about democracy and all. And when he was walking, he almost fell down. That is the video that he's referring to right now. But before I give my own take, I would love to hear yours. First off, let me hear your take on the commentary he made on that particular fall, before we even go to him being called in for questioning now.
First off, that was a very bold move. Man. Like, he was bold. I gave him audaciousness this year. It's crazy. I think there are two sides of a coin to this video. I think there are two sides of a coin. First off, one side is saying, "Oh, I'm concerned about the president."
You think that's coming from a place of concern?
That's what I'm saying. There are two sides. The other side, which I feel like maybe that's why he's being summoned, is the hidden message behind it. I mean, when he was calling out the past president that died, and when he was making statements of Tinubu of Mr. President Tinubu that he has made money and all that, there is a hidden message there. And the fact that this happened when he was talking about democracy, it's quite, if someone wants to be poetic about it, the person will look at it as a sign that Nigeria's democracy is falling. So I feel like there is a hidden message. It's not just, he didn't just come out, and it's dicey.
For me, I think it's more straightforward. This is a situation of someone who has, because if you look at the history of Deeone, he's always, this is not new, him being bold, or he says a lot of things, right? He says a whole lot. So I think personally, for me, he was not, I can already bet he was not expecting to be called in because of the manner in which he did that video and the things he said. Let's even look at what he said, right? He started off with, president, we've had a lot of presidents that died while in power that we've buried. He even made some comments about the late President Buhari, and he went on to say, to tell APC, to advise APC, saying, is it that they don't have someone else that they can put up as president instead of Tinubu running for president. And he also mentioned Sheyi Tinubu, that is the son of President Tinubu, asking him to relay a message to the father to go and rest. Now, he's saying later on that this is coming from a place of concern as a citizen of Nigeria, but we can all tell that this is sarcastic. Yes, this is a sarcastic video that he made, and he, just because, to be honest, I understand the pain, right, where we're seeing, because there's even some things he said in the video I still don't agree with. He said APC has done well and all of that. So he was trying to create a balance, but he was not able to achieve that. I think he was trying to pass a message about the health condition of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but coming from the point of view that he's not trying to criticize him or to say he's not doing well. But what it seems as though right now is that they have gotten the message he was trying not to pass. Yes, and that's why
he was two sides. That he's fronting that, oh, okay, so I'm saying this, I'm saying this, but then we know the hidden message. I mean, like him saying APC, maybe it's a mistake because we know the truth.
Okay. Now, another thing again is the fact that he has said he has been called for questioning by the Commissioner of Police, and he said he was going to carry Nigerians along when he goes to honor that invitation on Monday. So that's something we're looking forward to seeing, and we might want to just sit back and watch what happened on Monday. But before then, he said that he was going to carry Nigerians along, and it is so funny how social media has become a shield. You understand, a shield for a lot of people, both the big ones, people who have money, people who do not have money. If you feel like you're being maltreated, if you feel as though you're being abused, social media has become a shield, because when you look at that, it's sort of a threat or a sort of warning that, oh, anything the police wants to do, just be rest assured that Nigerians are going to be carried along. Do you think so too?
I think so in a way, but I think it's because of how the government have let it be. That is why we are in this situation that social media is now a shield, which for me, it's actually a very good thing, because you're in a government that your voice doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. So imagine if he goes there unprotected. Imagine what will happen. So the social media, it's in a way
that protection now,
because the government does not. I don't think the government hates social media. They don't like their lenience to be, their dirty lenience to be out in the public. So him saying he's carrying Nigerians along is a very good thing, because they know that any move they make, the citizens, even internationally, because we have a lot of diasporas outside the country, they are seeing what is going on, so they will actually trade with caution and act well.
You know, I think we also have to go to the root cause of this. This is not the first time either the DSS or the police is going to be arresting someone over comments. When we take it back to Sowore and the comment that he made against President Tinubu, calling him a criminal. Now, I don't think Sowore's own is more. It's too much. But he called him a criminal. They went to court. They tried to get X to take down his account. They also took him to court and all of that, and he swore he was not going to take his words or eat his words. And now we're seeing this, right? Let's take a look at criticism within this present administration and the manner in which it has been treated, right? Do you think that the present government has found a way to separate criticism and offensive speech?
They have not. Long time from the beginning, the government have not. In fact, I remember, I think it was last year, they were talking about banning people's accounts and all that.
We have the 2024 social media conduct code.
So the thing is, your government are so scared when somebody comes out to air their opinion. Criticism is allowed. It's just depending. There's a difference between criticism and offensive message. But to critique somebody is allowed. It is a must. It's the way of life. Every human being needs to be validated. So it's sad that the government that is elected by the people for the people's benefit is like pushing down and trying to subdue criticism, which it's not nice.
So I'm asking now, do you think that the government might be coming from the point of view that if more people critique the government, I'm not even going to say criticize, if more people critique the government, it is going to point to bad governance on the part of the government? Because that's the only thing that I can look at, and I'm saying, okay, maybe this is where they're coming from. They don't want people to think that they're doing poorly, or they're doing bad, or they're not doing enough. But personally, I don't think that is the way to go about it, or I don't think that is it's not a way that you can sustain on the long run. That's because there'll always be more people. You can arrest Sore today, there'll be Deeone tomorrow. You arrest Deeone tomorrow, it might be Genevieve next. No, please. Yes,
I have to have a substantial backend.
Of course. But what I'm saying is there will always be someone who is going to critique the government if they're not doing well. So addressing the main problem or the board of contention here is to fix bad governance and to fix the things that people are complaining of, right? For instance, they have over time called that President Tinubu for the way and manner in which he has been running the country. When we talk about excessive visitations to other countries, right? On the part of the government, they'll come out and say they're trying to build collaborations, they're trying to build global image, they're going there to represent Nigeria on the global front, and all of those things they say. But the main thing that Nigerians are asking, or they're holding the government on, is we want you to be present. Now that presence is where I'm going to now. I remember the other time, it must be Daniel Bwala that came out to say that whenever you see the presidency make a post on X, whether he tweets on X or he sends a message in whichever form on social media, that it's a form of communication. Because I guess then they were talking about the fact that this current president has not been in communication with his people as often as he should, especially when we have really tribal or really important sensitive issues. So do you think that gap in communication from the president to the people is another reason why people feel that they must come on social media and air their opinions?
It's not just, it's another reason, but it's not just the only reason. And Daniel Bwala saying that if the government tweets on X, that is a form of communication. You lie, sir. To be honest, you are talking about the president that is ruling the country. Anybody here, I'm sure he has social media managers. Anybody can come and make a tweet. The only way the citizens will know that this is coming from their president is visuals. When he is live, when they are seeing him and he's talking, that is the only way. You can't come and say, oh, the president gave it to... No! How many times have you seen foreign... when they want to make a statement, they call the press and make a quick statement. We watch all this in movies.
And then the funny thing is that the people that are now making or calling for press conferences are people like Wike and the rest. Every second
disturbing the media.
It's true. When you pay attention to it, you see that the people calling for this press conference is people like Wike, who even just the other day called the press conference as regards the FCT workers who were protesting, and in a bid of protesting started pursuing his convoy in Abuja, and he had to call a press conference. Before that, he had already called another press conference when Yerima tried to put him in his place. So I think that right now it is not a problem of, oh, it's difficult to call press conference, I don't know what to say, I don't want to. I think it's coming from the point of view that maybe they don't see it as important.
Yeah, they don't.
Maybe the presidency, maybe they don't just see that personal communication, or I won't even call it personal, that visual communication and constant. Because in Nigeria, there's always something to talk about. It is not people being kidnapped, there are people being killed, people being abducted, people being places being raided. There's always something to talk about. So and I think also, right, on this particular case of communication, what do you think should be the government's response, right, and also security agencies' response, like DSS, police, and the military? What do you think going forward should be their response to criticisms now?
First off, I think they should first start with although when if I'm going to come from where I'm coming from, people would say they have the right to express themselves the way they want to express themselves. But don't forget that there is courtesy demands. There's a way to do things. Now for the security systems and the government, I think there are better ways to approach criticism. In fact, I think they should even have a department that will be handling it.
Offensive message.
Yes, they should. I
think that's what that's the department that sent Deeone a message, if I'm not mistaken.
They should have well-trained people that understand the meaning between offensive message and criticism. When offensive message usually should involve vulgar words, very vulgar, dirty words that are too heavy. Just like, there are things you say on YouTube that and they will ban. Exactly. That is what they call offensive words, because I've seen people give criticisms, do videos about criticizing something, and they are posting it on YouTube, and YouTube is not taking it down. It is when it's offensive, the words, check the vocabulary, how the person is saying, what word the person is saying. That is how to know how offensive and abusive it is before you start coming in to arrest somebody. And be open to criticism. Listen to the people's cry. People are tired. Most times you might feel like they are giving you an offensive, because when they are giving you subtle messages, you're not hearing it. So they have to bring out their anger and talk. So listen to the citizens, for crying out loud. Nigerian government, we are tired of always every time coming to air our opinions. When we elected you, do your job for once and listen to the citizens. That's what I would say.
And then I also agree to the fact that there needs to be a clear distinction between offensive messages and criticisms. Like you rightfully said, if they're using vulgar words, like honestly, what Soweri said, I would make the criminal, right? In Soweri's defense, he would come out and say, if someone is a criminal and I come out and call him, it's just, a bit somehow to call your president a criminal on social media. But I love that you use social media as an example, because for instance on YouTube there are certain words that you'd say your video would be taken down because it is offensive, right? And I think they need to have that understanding. They should know that it is okay for people to come out and not like the government. In fact, if everybody likes you, it's going to be weird. There's a problem, right? I don't even think everybody likes sugar, and sugar is like the sweetest thing. So where I'm coming from is the perspective that the government should have a clear distinction when it's something offensive, when it's someone giving criticism, and also on the part of we Nigerians. Now, I'm not talking to the government, I'm talking to us Nigerians and as a people, right? We should learn as well when we're being offensive and when we're giving criticism. In as much as we have that pent-up anger, we feel that things are not working as it should, we should school ourselves by ourselves when we are crossing that boundary and call ourselves back to order, so that we can defend ourselves. Like when you heard Deeone speak now, he said he's not going to take back his word, that he didn't say anything wrong. He only said he should go and rest. And if you take that without putting that in context with everything he said, he really didn't say anything wrong. If you say someone should go and rest, you are not insulting the person. You're not using any offensive word. You're not being vulgar. You're simply giving your take. You're giving your opinion, right? And also, even as we continue on this conversation, what about people like Soweri now? Because the next story is about this same defamation. About Angelo Corey, who is being remanded in prison by Mercy Johnson Okuja. We know for years now Angelo Corey has been dragging Mercy Johnson, calling her all manner of names, a witch in particular. Now, not just her, we also saw her fight online with Regina Daniels. Now she has been remanded in prison. Before we even get to the way and manner in which she was taken from her house to Abuja, let's talk about people that actually do err, right? People that actually do they use offensive words and they use offensive words to critique people or to criticize people. Do you think that the law should be followed through when they get to those type of people?
I think yes. I think the law should be, because if we try to do it another way, it will look unfair. To look like, oh, we are choosing selective enforcement, but it should be used on those same people. But I believe that those people have come out to decide that whatever it is, I will say it how it is. I don't care. I think they have come out to enter into the war, like they want to be the people on the war front that however it is, if Nigerians are not going to say it how it is, I will say it how it is. So maybe they'll have to look at those people as special critics. You know, like how you have special force engagement. They will look at them as, just mark those people and treat them, give them another type of law, use another type of hand to follow them, because you're not going to follow them the same. Because if you're following them this a different way, they will also follow you a different way, because I feel like those people it's their job. They have taken it upon themselves that this is what I'm going to be doing, this is how I'm going to be doing it. So no matter what you want to do, they'll always have a counter attack.
And then also finally on this, for people, not finally, right, but for people who have actually defaulted, you are wrong. You have said something wrong, and you've said a lie, you've told a lie about someone, you cooked up a story which has ended up hurting that person or hurting his image or hurting their business. Personally, I feel that they should pay the price for that. Because the price of building a good reputation or a good image, it is priceless. When you go ahead to really cook up something that is not true in order to defame someone, to bring down someone's public image, it is sometimes irreparable, right? You can't repair it. It's like a glass that is broken or shattered. You can't put it back together and it would still look as it used to. So I think that they should face the full wrath of the law when caught guilty, and this in turn would deter others from going ahead to say things that they're not sure about, right? And now this brings us to the issue of Angela Okorie and Mercy Johnson. Mercy Johnson is, let me just point it out there, that Mercy Johnson is a close friend of Regina Daniels. And when Ned Nwoko arrested Regina Daniels' brother, she was one of the people that went to Abuja, went everywhere to ensure his release and his bail. During that, a lot of people called Ned Nwoko different names, saying that he's abusing power, the way and manner in which the brother of Regina Daniels was arrested. I just want us to have that in mind. And now we are seeing that Mercy Johnson, according to reports, early hours of the morning, came in with police officers, arrested Angela, now transferred her to Abuja. They didn't serve her first, they just brought the police. Now they demanded for bail, but they were refused, and now she's being remanded in, I think, Suleja prison. And this is the same, almost the same thing that happened with Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels' brother. So these two different scenarios that are really, really similar. Do you think that what people are saying is true? That it is because, Mercy Johnson is a more known public figure, people are now downplaying what she did against Angela Okorie, or do you have a different opinion?
Well, I think my opinion is two-sided.
Okay.
Because first off, according to the law on cybercrime in Nigeria, Act 2015, amended in 2024, defamation, it has penalties, and the fine is up to 7 million or imprisonment to 3 years in prison. You understand? It can be a civil or criminal law. So we have to first analyze, how did Mercy Johnson see it? Does she see it as a civil or criminal crime? If she saw it as a criminal crime, then although coming to somebody's house in the midnight is quite is wrong, I don't accept that. Because what if they are not, we know the cases of security in Nigeria, what if they are not actual police officers? What if they are kidnappers in form of police officers? So I think it should have been done in a more open way. It looked like it was done secretly. But if it was a criminal crime, if Mercy Johnson labeled it as a criminal crime, then arresting her is how they should do it, because you arrest the criminal. But if it's civil, I don't think that's the way it should have been done. It's very, very wrong. That's where you now bring it to abuse of power.
And then also for Mercy Johnson, as to how she has taken up this matter or felt about this matter, I saw a video where Mercy Johnson came out to say that people, students in school, distance themselves from her kids because everybody or the parents of the kids tell them to do that because she is a witch, or they say she's a witch, as a result of what has been on social media. And I think that maybe, right, we don't know the full story, especially for Angelo Correa's case and Mr. Johnson. We don't know what the bone of contention is. Sometimes it might just be something else and they're using another thing to cover up. But what I would say is, I don't think I've really seen defamation in Nigeria being treated as it should be treated. I have not really seen defamation being taken, or people who defame people being taken to court and sent to prison.
Yes.
That is why we always have a repetition of things like this. Let me take you back to Davido, right? The other day we had a conversation about Davido and his alleged daughter that he abandoned years back, and we found out that it was Kemi Oluniro that has been behind all of this. Kemi has said a whole lot of things against people, especially Davido. But what's happening? She's still roaming free, right? It is because people feel that we have this ideology where we are not used to suing people. If it's outside the country, any little thing. In fact, there's someone I know that makes money off of suing people.
Yes, it's
suing big companies.
Say in abroad, if a big company does something bad and you are able to get a good lawyer and you don't have money, like you're poor, you can make money overnight.
Yes,
like, become a billionaire.
Yes, and just to add to that, we saw Cardi B, where a security officer sued her for assault. Cardi B, right? Now we're seeing people coming up to say different things about people. And for instance, you say something against me, I know you're lying, I know you're trying to defame me, but instead of trying to settle it in court, we're trying to settle out of court. We're trying to, have mercy on her, she's poor, she's this and that. Even with Bimbo Ademoye, when she said that she had someone who came out concerning copyright infringement and all of that, and they were trying to beg her to settle out of court. We have settled cases out of court that we shouldn't be settling out of court.
Should be so that
we should be taking these cases to court, and it should start from these public figures. If you have good evidence that you are not going to, that you had someone defame you, take that person to court. Although, except you now have evidence to say, okay, this thing I'm saying is true, then no problem. Even when you go to court, you can defend yourself. Because I think what also happened with Sore is that he said he has all the evidence and he's ready to go to court to prove that President Tinubu is a criminal. So that's in his right. He has something to defend himself. But for people who are just coming up, waking up one morning to defame people, I think they should take them to court. Now, in another interesting situation and very, very surprising, especially, still talking about our police officers, we're seeing that content creator EO has come out to allege now, to say that police officers kidnapped him, took him to an unknown location, demanded that he give them all of his savings. Now, savings running into millions, and according to him, they not only did they take money from him, they injured him. After beating him, they injured him. They took all his phones. Now, even his piggy vest account and all of that, they took money from him. When we're having this conversation in the morning, Mr. Daniel Sacramento said this is not the first time something like this is happening. That it's not new where police officers have been accused of extorting people. And to be honest, I found it strange. Not strange, but the fact that it has become normal for someone to come out and say, it's actually not the first time that something like this is happening. But what is your take on all this?
My take is it is sad. It's disheartening. It's annoying. It's bad that we are in a country that bad things are becoming normal. Like, bad things are actually becoming normal in this country. You wake up in the morning and you are terrified to leave your house. You're terrified to enter a bus. You are even terrified to, when you see a security personnel, you are looking at him like, who is this person? Let me guard myself on guard. You can't even trust people that are obliged to come out and be security personnel. It is sad. It speaks volume, because first of all, we will not start by blaming this present government. It has been happening years back. This is something that Nigeria has been facing since the time they gave birth to Nigeria.
You don't think it's something that they can end anytime soon?
See, if they are to end this, they have to start from a lot. Because I'm not going to come and start supporting the insecurities and the bad things that they are doing. But most times, what do you do when you are in a country where economy is very poor? Like, even the security personnel are not being compensated very well.
Yeah.
Check out the wasn't it was it last year that we got to know amount of how much the army officers are earning and all that. I even last year someone told me that they buy their boots, their clothes with their own money. So what do you expect such people to do when they are not, they have families, and most of the times these people are from the north that they have about 7-8 children to feed. So is it with their small, they will definitely, and the Bible says that an idle man is a devil's workshop.
Wow.
This will lead them to going to do terrible things. So
but I understand what you're saying, right? But I just have a problem with the fact that they have to wear uniform to do that, because it's the same thing as though you're saying is as when you're wearing uniform to commit a crime, it's like it's Nigeria.
Yes, Nigeria has committed a crime to the citizens. Nigeria has committed a crime to Nigeria in all the whole years. I mean, and the reason why they are wearing that uniform is to impose more power. You understand? Like, oh, it's the police. Okay, let me not say that. Yeah, exactly. And that's what they are using.
This is another type of abuse. Because if we're saying that the government has not been, they've not been treating the police officers well, we also need to look at the fact that the police officers have been abusing power. They've been abusing the uniform that they have. They've abused the public's regard or reverence, right, where you see the police, and they have just misconstrued that for their advantage, in the sense that now, because they know they have all of these things, they are using it to work against the people, and they have forgotten why they were employed. The fact that it is crazy every time I think about it, and I think it's something we should also ponder on. The fact that police officers are initially employed to protect us, not just us, our properties. They are not the ones stealing our properties and endangering our lives. I think that's the biggest irony of the century, that we have gotten here and we've also normalized it. That someone can say, oh yeah, it happened to you too. Yeah, it happened to me last week. Like, it happened to my brother 2 weeks ago.
I have a friend that he can't travel on road because he has phobia. He has PTSD.
Imagine having phobia for police. That is going to be a thing.
Like, the first day he was harassed by these people. I don't know if they smoke, in fact, because I don't understand why you are questioning somebody and the person is trying to reply you, and the next thing you are slapping the person, and it's so easy for them to clock their gun on somebody.
And then you now tell me it's frustration, because why are you cocking your gun at someone who's unarmed?
Cock the gun on the government.
But when you see criminals, they're nowhere in sight.
That's why they have the effort to tell you that, oh, when they come to submit, we will accept them. If the bandits come to ask for forgiveness, we will
I just only wish they apply the same level of pressure on bandits. Now let's take it back to Deeone's matter, right? The fact that Deeone came out, and Deeone has been saying different things, and he has said different things, even not just just about the government, about Nigeria, people, the state of the nation, and economy. But something interesting is that the government has never for once picked anybody up for, saying that, right? When you say, okay, this is what is happening, where we can't eat, things are bad. You have not reacted in a way and manner saying, okay, yes, let us interview you, let me bring you on board, let us have a conversation. I know that this is coming from a place of pain, yada yada. No, it is always when you mention Tinubu, you are going to wait, calm down, right? It is always when you mention Tinubu's name. So I am now asking, is it that the government has been reduced to a person, which is the person of the president, where you can't say anything else, it would fly? But if you look at the people that they have taken for questioning, whether it's by DSS, EFCs, or anybody, it is always when you mention the name Tinubu. Have we gotten to a place and a point where someone, even though he's the president, is bigger than us as a people? Do you think we've gotten there?
We have been there since. It's just, this is the era that it's actualizing, that we are seeing it display. We have been there since. We have been in a place where the president is required as the government. Yes, he is the government, he's the president, no doubt, but you are there for the citizens, you are there for your country. You are elected. Without those votes, you would not be where you are.
We learned that government, we have three arms of government. We have the executive, legislative, and judiciary, right? So it's not one person. That's why, for instance, they say things like, oh, you can't use jazz on the government, because the government is not one person. It's made up of different sectors. It's made up of different arms, and that was what democracy was originally designed to look like. Where you have a situation where the government is a person, is maybe where you're practicing monarchy, right? Or you're practicing an authoritarian type of government. Yes, we understand that tyranny. Yes, we understand that. But when we are talking democracy and we are talking government in democracy, it is governments made up of three different arms of government, and also in those different arms of government, they are made up of an entire, it's like almost a village.
And the reason why it's like that is so that if someone is bringing something that is against, other people will scrutinize it. But now it's not like that.
I like that you brought that, because do you think right now, let's take a look at the House of Assembly, let's take a look at whatever is the State House or House of Rep or whatever, and the way and manner in which they pass freely any law from the executive. I want to borrow loan. I'm passing that.
Take a bow.
Yes, take a bow, right? Do you think that they are actually acting as watchdogs for each other?
They are acting like take a bow, you bow and go, your sins are forgiven. They are acting like watchdogs. They are not doing what they are meant to do. It's supposed to be, when something is presented on their table, they look at it, they scrutinize it, know how valid it is, know whether it is important, what loans they come to take. Is this what Nigeria need right now? No, because I know that if the state house, Senate house, rejects it, it cannot work. So this is what they are supposed to do. But unfortunately, they are backing themselves up. Backing themselves up.
And then when you said something, and how they are not scrutinizing things that come to their table, I just remembered when we were talking about a particular loan that the president wanted to take, and how quickly it was passed. There was even a video about that. I also remember when the First Lady of Nigeria gave a letter inviting the ministers to a special dinner in Aso Rock, and how it was treated. And the Senate president saying, oh, this is like a mother sending an invite to her children, and all of that. And there's also a claim that El Rufai made, that every month that the president takes about over 100 billion naira from the Federation account. Yes, we talked about it on the show. And when he said that, he said it has been going on for over 15 months now, and when you add it all up, it's about 1.5 trillion so far 1.5 trillion that he has taken. And when he's taking that money, normally the House of Assembly is supposed to approve, but we don't see them approving. It's as though it's just rubber stamped on every single thing that the presidency is doing. Now, when you have a president like that, and also with this same Deeone's matter, can you tell people watching or paying attention to Deeone's case that we are practicing democracy? Truly, honestly.
We are not practicing democracy. Even a child knows that Nigeria is not a democratic country. We are more or less practicing a one-man system. I mean, it's all
even heading to a one-party system.
We are heading to a one-party system. So we are not practicing democracy there, Nigerians. We are in the country where if you like, go and gym. You will not get there. I'm telling you, if you like, go and vote for your black. Go and vote for your what they want is what will happen, and that's not democracy.
And that's not democracy as well. I agree to that. And also the fact that we have that gap in communication, or where Nigerians are beginning to feel that their government is attacking them and it's not for them. Earlier today, we talked about Lagos protesters, right? And how they came out to protest because of the demolitions that has been going on for some months now in Lagos. And during that said protest, they were tear gassed. You came out to air your grievances, and more hurt was caused while you went out to air your opinion. So it's as though right now we're getting to that point where that's level of communication, right? That's opening for communication, the access to the government is being shut down gradually as we go on, right? And it's not supposed to be so. We're supposed to have the freedom of speech and freedom after speech.
Yeah.
So when you're saying the right things and when you're airing your opinions, even what happened in Abuja, the protest this period, right? It's just everywhere. Because I just remember that we also talked about protests in Abuja where they came out to protest that their arrears have not been paid, they've not been paid their dues. And Wike also came out to make a press conference, which is something I was referring to earlier, saying that even if they hire more workers to come and protest, that he still would not give them what you're demanding because according to him it's ridiculous. And finally, yes, he said that it's ridiculous. Now, but finally, right, if we have because protest is the last means that the average man resorts to when he feels he is not being heard. When you have that last means of communication being shut down, what then is the fate of an average Nigerian?
It's a zoo. Yes, living in a zoo, being caged. That is the average what you're going to be taken for being in, because if you are being tear gassed when you are going to go and express yourself, what else? You are being told to go back to your house and live in your cage and take down whatever you are being given. Don't say anything. It's what we are seeing now. It's like a form of slavery, like in the olden days, like back in the 90s, those days, the kind of slavery they do. But this time around, it is your government that is doing that to you. So I would just say, if you want to come out for protest, protect yourself. Wear masks, cover yourself,
because you're definitely going to be tear gassed.
There's nothing you want to say about it.
And just lastly, right? People are also saying that the Lagos governor is trying to give Lagos a facelift and to make it look better. When we compare it to other cities, maybe in Ghana and Senegal and the rest, how good they look, how beautiful they look. Do you think that now this is what the Lagos state governor is doing? And do you also think that he's doing it the right way by the demolition? Because obviously if you're demolishing things, it's because it is not properly done, or it needs a change, or you want to do something new or construct something new. Do you think it's doing it the right way?
I think there are better ways to approach this matter. Just like when what state was it? They want to bring in buses, electric buses, and that they'll be using cards to pay. I don't know the state it was, and they now say that no more keke drivers and all that. You don't do things like that. If you're trying to get something done, check the risks and the mitigations they are going to use to avoid it. You're coming to demolish people's, that's fine, that's okay. You want to do an amazing job, that is very nice. You can be trying to do an amazing job, but you're going to be using the wrong processes and people will not appreciate it. So what you do is you're supposed to have that's why we have local government chairman, local state chairman. You have people, those why you have the extra bodies down there. You have meetings with them. They will have meetings with those people. They will give them handouts, written handouts that okay, this is what the government wants to do, and there will be compensation. You can't come and demolish somebody's hard earned. They suffered all their lives to build that establishment, and you come and you people are the one that, even most of them that will have a CAC, you approved it, and you're coming to come and demolish it without a compensation. They are going to revolt. So you come, you give a compensation. You have to have an alignment. You when you use your right hand to give something, you're going to use your left hand to take it. So you can't come and give somebody something and you're expecting the person to take it like that without benefits. It doesn't work like that. It's a give and take world. So when you want to do something like, it's beautiful, you want to, because Lagos State, they really need to try and restructure the Lagos State. But like, bring out something. If it's okay, this amount will be disbursed for this, for startup, small, the government is going, or I see cases where they want to do that kind of thing. They take them to another place. If it's people's houses, they resettle. They make availability for homes for them. But it's not done like that. The Nigerian government wake up, they want to do
one morning that day.
So that day they'll start.
You know, something else that I also saw, you see this thing about that same day, it's about notice. When Lagos, I'm just going to use Lagos because it's Lagos State that I've seen, right? For instance, the Lagos State government, when you're talking demolitions, they'll come out and give notice, very short notice, within a short notice, and the next thing you're seeing is demolitions. They don't give ample time for people to pack up and even go. Sometimes, even during these demolitions, I heard when they were protesting in Lagos that, you know, when people's houses were being demolished, there were people that died during that process.
Yes.
Maybe you can be in your house and they'll come and demolish your house. You can just be sleeping. And you just, it's as if rapture is taking place. But it's the Lagos government that is demolishing your houses. So I just think, number one, the notice that they give is so short. And not just Lagos State government, even everything that the government does, sometimes the time frame is not as enough. The taxes, we heard that maybe sometime in, was it November, December, and the enforcement date was January 1st, and people don't even know, and people don't even understand what tax is, even up to this moment. So I think the time that they give, the notice is very, very short for all of these demolitions. And again, I also think that, right, they should have a plan for the aftermath. When you are saying you want to demolish buildings, let there be an aftermath when that's done. But anyways, we'll continue this conversation again in the comment section, so let us know what you're thinking in the comments. But right here in the studio, we're going to call it a wrap. Thank you so much, Genevieve. We've had a great conversation, if I do say so myself. And to our viewers, thank you as well for riding with us. If you're watching for the first time, this is Aside Hot, where we discuss hot trending topics on Active Citizens. If you're yet to subscribe, please, this will be the best time to do that, so you're up to date when we go live. If you're also yet to follow us across all social media platforms, please endeavor to do that at Active Citizens. You can find me at Sharon NM Chuku across all social media. And you, Genevieve?
You can always find me in the studio.
Of course. So we'll see you later today again for Active Citizens Parliament. Do have a good afternoon.
The Nigerian police force has invited me, and I'm going to read the content of the letter to you. The Commissioner of Police, the Nigerian Police Force, Force Intelligence Department, FID, Lagos Annex, Kensalem House, Obalinde, Lagos, Aderumbi Adedayo, aka Deeone, letter of invitation. This office is conducting an inquiry in which there is a reasonable ground to invite you for a routine interview. Number 2, it is a fact-finding in the invitation, and you are requested to interview the Commissioner of Police through the OCCIOS team. Venue, FID Annex Office, Kensalem House, Obalinde, Lagos. Thanks for your cooperation. Signed, the Commissioner of Police, Force Intelligence Department, Annex, Obalinde, Lagos, CP Akaniyeni Ezima, Commissioner of Police, FID, FHQ, Annex, Lagos. Now, to the Inspector General of Police, sir, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, I saw something strange that happened in Turkey and that involved our president, our dear president, and I aired my view as a normal Nigerian. If it is about my video yesterday, because I've had a lot of calls, a lot of people have said different things. Deeone is cyberbullying. You should have mentioned the president's son. You should have talked about the president. You know, some people have said, oh, something happened. Somebody involved your name. They want to use you to find somebody. Different things. But if it's about my video yesterday, I do not regret it. And I don't think I have done anything wrong or said anything wrong. I will not apologize if it is about my video yesterday. As a good citizen of Nigeria, On Monday, by God's grace, I'm going to honor this invitation and I'll be there at Ken Salem House, Obalende. I will keep Nigerians posted on everything pertaining to this invitation. Everywhere good, my people. Everywhere good. Deeone here. Shalom. Dear Nigerians, I know that after this video, many of you will insult me, but I will say the truth. General Sani Abacha was our head of state. While he was in office, the #1 man in Nigeria as at that time, we buried him. President Yaradua, while he was in office, we buried him. President Buhari, while he was in office, he was a living corpse. It wasn't long after he left office, we buried him. The first time President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fell at the Eagle Square, they said it was a mistake. That thing was on national television. Today, he has fallen on international media. They are saying again that it is a mistake. Anybody can fall. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you have tried. You are a hero as far as I'm concerned. But please, go and rest. APC, you cannot tell me that you don't have any other person apart from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Please, tell our dear president to go and rest. I know that many of you will insult me. Many of you that are benefiting from this government will insult me, will call me names. Many of you will say that I'm insulting the president. I am not insulting the president. If not because I don't want to call names, I will call on Sheyi Tinubu to tell his dad, his father, to go and rest. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made a name. He has done well for Nigeria. He has made money. Let him take a break and go and rest. APC, look for another person. APC administration, in my own view, has done well. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should go and rest. Everywhere good, my people. Deeone here. Shalom. Dear Nigerians, the Nigerian police force has invited me and I'm going to read the content of the letter to you. The Commissioner of Police, the Nigerian Police Force, Force Intelligence Department, FID, Lagos Annex, Ken Salem House, Obalende, Lagos, Aderumbi Adedayo, aka Deeone, letter of invitation. This office is conducting an inquiry in which there is a reasonable ground to invite you for a routine interview. Number 2, it is a fact-finding invitation and you are requested to interview the Commissioner of Police through the OCCIOS team. Venue, FID Annex Office, Ken Salem House, Obalende, Lagos. Thanks for your cooperation. Signed, the Commissioner of Police, Force Intelligence Department, Annex, Obalende, Lagos, CP Akaniyeni Ezima, Commissioner of Police, FID, FHQ, Annex, Lagos. Now, to the Inspector General of Police, sir, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, I saw something strange that happened in Turkey and that involved our president, our dear president, and I aired my view as a normal Nigerian. If it is about my video yesterday, because I've had a lot of calls, a lot of people have said different things. Deeone is cyberbullying. You should have mentioned the president's son. You should have talked about the president. You know, some people have said, oh, something happened. Somebody involved your name. They want to use you to find somebody. Different things. But if it's about my video yesterday, I do not regret it. And I don't think I have done anything wrong or said anything wrong. I will not apologize if it is about my video yesterday. As a good citizen of Nigeria, on Monday, by God's grace, I'm going to honor this invitation and I'll be there at Ken Salem House, Obalende. I will keep Nigerians posted on everything pertaining to this invitation. Everywhere good, my people. Everywhere good. Deeone here. Shalom. Dear Nigerians, I know that after this video, many of you will insult me, but I will say the truth. General Sani Abacha was our head of state. While he was in office, the #1 man in Nigeria as at that time, we buried him. President Yaradua, while he was in office, we buried him. President Buhari, while he was in office, he was a living corpse. It wasn't long after he left office, we buried him. The first time President Bola Ahmed Tinubu fell at the Eagle Square, they said it was a mistake. That thing was on national television. Today, he has fallen on international media. They are saying again that it is a mistake. Anybody can fall. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you have tried. You are a hero as far as I'm concerned. But please, go and rest. APC, you cannot tell me that you don't have any other person apart from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Please, tell our dear president to go and rest. I know that many of you will insult me. Many of you that are benefiting from this government will insult me, will call me names. Many of you will say that I'm insulting the president. I am not insulting the president. If not because I don't want to call names, I will call on Sheyi Tinubu to tell his dad, his father, to go and rest. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made a name. He has done well for Nigeria. He has made money. Let him take a break and go and rest. APC, look for another person. APC administration, in my own view, has done well. But President Bola Ahmed Tinubu should go and rest. Everywhere good, my people. Deeone here. Shalom. Dear Nigerians, the Nigerian police force has invited me and I'm going to read the content of the letter to you. The Commissioner of Police, the Nigerian Police Force, Force Intelligence Department, FID, Lagos Annex, Ken Salem House, Obalende, Lagos, Aderumbi Adedayo, aka Deeone, letter of invitation. This office is conducting an inquiry in which there is a reasonable ground to invite you for a routine interview. Number 2, it is a fact-finding invitation and you are requested to interview the Commissioner of Police through the OCCIOS team. Venue, FID Annex Office, Ken Salem House, Obalende, Lagos. Thanks for your cooperation. Signed, the Commissioner of Police, Force Intelligence Department, Annex, Obalende, Lagos, CP Akaniyeni Ezima, Commissioner of Police, FID, FHQ, Annex, Lagos. Now, to the Inspector General of Police, sir, Mr. Kayode Egbetokun, I saw something strange that happened in Turkey and that involved our president, our dear president, and I aired my view as a normal Nigerian. If it is about my video yesterday, because I've had a lot of calls, a lot of people have said different things. Deeone is cyberbullying. You should have mentioned the president's son. You should have talked about the president. You know, some people have said, oh, something happened. Somebody involved your name. They want to use you to find somebody. Different things. But if it's about my video yesterday, I do not regret it. And I don't think I have done anything wrong or said anything wrong. I will not apologize if it is about my video yesterday. As a good citizen of Nigeria, on Monday, by God's grace, I'm going to honor this invitation and I'll be there at Ken Salem House, Obalende. I will keep Nigerians posted on everything pertaining to this invitation. Everywhere good, my people. Everywhere good. Deeone here.